Hello, students. So it's end of another week. We are midway through term 3 already, one of the busiest term for everyone involved. That's where things start to heat up. The examination is coming in about a term's time. I mean, in the middle of term 4, we have our EOI exam, and all the syllabus is rushing at full speed, right? So I hope you're coping well. One of the things that this week that happened was I was sharing something in my form class, so I thought I'd like to actually share it here as well with everyone. Um, with all these things that's going on, exam coming, the syllabus is rushing, sometimes we can feel quite stressful. And we were discussing about different ways to cope with stress, right? And sometimes we need to be aware that things doesn't, I mean, we don't feel stress for no reason. There's always a trigger. And when trigger arrives, how do we best deal with it? So based on experience, I think it's personally, I would really break it down and look at it through the two aspects of time and space. Time and space, what do I mean, right? So first of all, it's a realization that nothing lasts forever. Sounds like good thing, sounds like bad thing, depending on what you're talking about, right? Yeah. But what it really meant is that when bad things happen, bad event happens, it doesn't last forever. So I was jokingly telling them that students don't submit their homework. It irritates teachers a lot. But I look at it in the long term. This particular person will not be my student forever, right? So treasure the time teaching this person with the best wishes that he becomes someone successful, but ultimately he will graduate and he has his own life to live. That's the reality. So we do the best of our ability, but to not get so flustered when we can't get through to somebody, despite all that we try, because it doesn't last forever. The stress will go away. I mean, this is just an example. Even other aspects of our lives, no matter how sad we are, you may be going through stress at home. Family may be in disharmony for a variety of reasons, money problems. Maybe you had a bad time with your boyfriends or girlfriends. You feel miserable, and that that suffering is real. We got to admit that, but we also need to look at it from a perspective of time, that it will not last forever. All heartbreaks will eventually be overcome, and we will actually start afresh, right? Be determined on that. The other aspect is actually space. What do I mean by space? Recognize that when something unfortunate or something bad happen that triggers us, it doesn't mean that our whole life is crumbling down. We need to be able to compartmentalize. Like, no matter for example, you study various subjects. Let's say you're not doing so well for math, but maybe there are other aspects of your life you're doing well. You have good friends, you have parents who are supportive of you. So learn to appreciate all this, and when we are constantly filled with appreciation, we can isolate things that we are not doing so well in. I think it helps us to actually see things in a different perspective. So with certain aspect of our life is not doing so well, first we isolate it, then we realize that it's not permanent. And if it's something that we want to overcome, like do being better in school, then we work at it, because we are not bad forever. We are not bad at math forever. We can actually overcome it and improve. That kind of perspective. So when we can compartmentalize, realize that this is a space, when or even something more emotional, like when you are in a situation where you are emotionally charged, you get angry, or you are upset over certain thing. Recognize that this is an isolated situation. It is confined in the space that it is in, right? So when we move on, we can clear our mind and start afresh. For example, sometimes as a working adult, sometimes in our working life, things doesn't go smoothly, we get upset. But when we go home, we don't bring that frustration home to our families. That is something that is good to learn, right? So remember, time and space. Whenever you are feeling stressed, triggered, think about time and space. Nothing lasts forever. Bad times will pass, right? One saying that I always like is that winter will always become spring, right? So springtime will come. And then of course, to look at it through space, all these things are isolated cases. look at it as individual instances of things that happen, and do not let one aspect of your life influence other aspect. One way to look at it is, there was this scenario, this story that I really love. How the boat sink. Boat doesn't sink because of water around it, but water getting into it. So all the negative that's around us, we don't let it get into our life, we will not sink. All right. So with that, have a nice weekend, and yeah, see you again.